What the hell? Even more money? They want even more money? No. Oh, about the same? The bundles are cheaper. I don't understand. Who the hell are you? Fuck off. So, it seems like Avatar is going to be about the same price as Final Fantasy. For some reason the bundles are cheaper. Don't know why. Don't know what was in the Final Fantasy bundles. And I don't know what's in the Avatar bundles that makes them slightly cheaper. Or maybe it's just the tariff situation and the bundles came a different route with Final Fantasy than they're going to come with Avatar. Or maybe they'll be bumped up later. Distro had them available to pre-order yesterday, last evening, or maybe the night before. I can't remember. But it's interesting that we have collector boosters, play boosters, no commander decks. And then bundles, that makes sense. Gift bundles, okay. And we also have a beginner box. So with the addition of there being jumpstart boosters for this seems like they took the foundations from last year, took the SKUs from there, and took the successful ones and added them into Avatar. Now, I saw some people have some issues with there being an Avatar The Last Airbender beginner box, but I don't know, the starter decks for Assassin's Creed and Final Fantasy and Lord of the Rings, to me, are all perfect products, right? You're bringing in new people who have a different outlook, collection, hobby, whatever, and they collect these things because they're interested in that thing. And then they're going through the stuff and they're like, oh, it's a game. I'll try the game. Let's see how the game is. And then they try the game and they're like, this is a banger game. So I don't see why you wouldn't have a beginner product and a starter product that has more of those things so that the new people that are coming into Magic that don't know how to play Magic and never have a product that walks them through it. Now, obviously, there's lots of YouTube videos out there that teaches someone how to play Magic the Gathering. I made one last week. It's not the best series of YouTube videos about how to play Magic, but some of them go a little bit too deep into the reads, and some of them go, they get, there's a little too much in them. And then, sometimes there's too little, and I think mine is just perfect, even if I didn't edit it really at all. I could have edited out, all the pauses and silences and that kind of thing. I like the natural language, and I'm lazy. So, to get back to Avatar, you need a product that takes those new people who have just found the game and says, hey, you want to play the game? You don't want to just not sit on these cardboard and never use them? You can use them, and you can have them, and they can be valuable, and they can be part of your cherished collection, as well as you could go to a game store and play these games. So I don't see why anyone would have an issue with the starter product being a Universes Beyond. I understand that you want to get people into Magic and its eschatology, its world building, its story. But at first, someone who came to Magic from somewhere else, that's what they're interested in. And if you can get them a little bit more into the door and playing the game, then they will discover all this other stuff because they're going to play the game. And yes, there are some powerful cards in Lord of the Rings, in Final Fantasy, in Fallout, in Warhammer, in Doctor Who, in all of these Universes Beyond products, and certainly in Avatar. But the most powerful cards, I would argue, are still Magic the Gathering cards, the ones that are the legacy cards that have been reprinted over and over again in Masters products and Modern Horizons products and Commander products and various different products. They all are Magic the Gathering things that came out of that. And even though there's a Soul Ring added to Universes Beyond and it's tweaked to be like a Soul Ring that would exist in that universe beyond, there's still a history of Soul Rings, and seemingly no one wants just one soul ring. They want one soul ring for every single deck they have. So eventually they're going to come across the other soul rings, and then they're going to come across, eventually the original soul ring, and then they're going to learn about Dominaria, and they're going to learn about Ravnica, they're going to learn about Innistrad, they're going to learn about Kamigawa, they're going to learn about all these other worlds that came before there was Universes Beyond, and they'll become fans of it, or they won't become fans of it, and they'll stay fans of the thing that brought them in, and maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll just play all those cards. But I think that at first, someone into Avatar will stick with Avatar, maybe, and then when they start playing games and they see how much fun or how much winning these other cards do that are part of another universe beyond or part of the Magic universe, I think that they'll start to branch out to that. But to get back to Avatar, the prices, I guess I'm not really shocked that Final Fantasy has, it's the same price as Final Fantasy. I would expect that the IP cost as much. Was Final Fantasy the same price as Lord of the Rings? Because I would expect that IP to cost as much, and therefore Marvel to cost as much. Although Spider-Man doesn't seem... I can't remember. I think that the collector boosters were cheaper for Spider-Man than they were for Avatar. But then again, this may not just be an IP thing. This may be a power thing, right? This may be, Wizards of the Coast saying, we're putting in these cards, and therefore this is the price. Or maybe it's the cost for art, which is another IP thing, because they got to pay for an artist who worked for Avatar sometime. Not every single card, but I'm sure there's going to be some people who were artists on Avatar that they're going to pay for, and they're going to pay more than maybe they normally would, and that might bring up the price. But at least Avatar isn't more expensive than Final Fantasy, and we don't know what the collector boxes will go to. What are Final Fantasy collector boxes sitting at right now? Somewhere between $1,000 and $1,300 US still, I imagine. Maybe they've dipped a little. I doubt it. And all the Final Fantasy product is gone. Even the cheapest deck boxes that are made of cardboard are gone. Even the small, the Ultra Pro, not so good card sleeves, not the premium Ultra Pro card sleeves, but all of these products that people normally don't buy, they've all bought. They bought all the playmats, they bought all the sleeves, they bought all the binders, they bought everything. So that's probably going to be the case with Avatar. And I guess if you can't get Avatar boxes, you can't get Avatar collector boxes that you can make a huge premium on, at the very least, you could buy a bunch of the supplies that have Avatar related stuff. Or it's possible that maybe the fans of Avatar, their pockets aren't necessarily as deep as the people who love Final Fantasy apparently are. Or whoever it is that's buying up all the Final Fantasy. I mean, I imagine it's Final Fantasy fans, and then some resellers got involved because of profit. And then there were also people that are just kind of collectors that like to collect things because everybody wants it. They're neither resellers nor fans nor, people that play the game. They just like the hype, and they like to be part of the hype, and they like to, I guess, put it away in a closet, and then 10 years from now, I'll be like, oh yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time. I like that. Yeah. And I think, that's kind of what the hobby is like, and that's what collecting is like. So if you're wondering where all this demand is coming from, that's where the demand's coming from, and there's going to be a lot of demand in Avatar, and I still think it's going to outsell Final Fantasy. Now, I don't know that the collector booster prices are going to be higher. I'm saying that the product is going to outsell Final Fantasy. That's still my prediction. That's what I'm sticking to. I haven't seen any evidence that it's not going to, and maybe I'll make a video about the search terms on my videos, because, being a dinky little channel, maybe that metric doesn't really matter that much, but I think it does. So if you want more information, stay tuned. See you.